Greetings gastronauts, this is KeefCooks, I'm Keef, and today I'm going to do something nice and meaty and juicy and porky. I'm going to make pork chops, but with a twist. I'm going to do them sous vide, so they really will be tender and juicy and perfect. Touch wood. So if you've watched this channel for the last 10 years, thank you very much. And you might recall that I went through a phase of doing pretty much everything sous vide because, you know, it was a hot new thing that I got, and I loved it. And then I carried on using it, but eventually my machine, I broke it. I somehow managed to smash the screen. So, and that was a few years ago, and I didn't replace it. Anyway, we've just had Christmas, and I thought, right, if Santa doesn't get me a sous vide machine, I'm going to get myself one. So I got this. I'll put a link in the description below. It's quite cheap actually, about £40, and also quite compact, which means you can you only need that much water to make it work. So if you don't want to be heating a huge pan full of stuff, you don't have to. So yeah, I'll show you more about that later. And if you don't know what sous vide is, it's just another method of cooking. It's the sous vide, French, means under vacuum, and basically you vacuum pack whatever it is you want to cook, and then you put it in a water bath whose temperature is very, very precisely controlled, and it can take quite a while for some things to be cooked to your liking. These chops will be done in 2 hours, so that's not too bad. Okay, for the pork chops, I've got two nice chunky pork chops. That's about 450 grams. I've got some olive oil and a bunch of herbs. There's sage, thyme and rosemary in there, and some sea salt and ground black pepper. So we just want to oil these and season them. And put some herbs on them. And then we'll slip them into a vacuum bag and suck all the air out and seal it. Okay, with your vacuum bag, it's a good idea to fold over the top, because you don't want to get any oil or moisture on those bits, otherwise they won't stick together. So just carefully slide the meat in. Dry your hands. Get your vacuum machine and pop the bag in, close it and switch it on. Wait for it to seal. Done. There we go. Our seasoned pork chops. You could actually leave those in the fridge or freeze them and cook them when you want to. I'm going to do it now, so I need to set up my sous vide water bath. If you don't have a vacuum sealer, you can do this with Ziploc bags, in which case you put the stuff in exactly with the other bag, the vacuum bag, and submerge it in water and then close the top. So submerging it in water pushes all the air out, so you don't get a perfect vacuum, but it's enough for this to work, and it's a lot cheaper and quieter. So you want a good sized pan, one that's big enough for your meat package to lie comfortably in there, along with the immersion circulator, and then probably half fill the pan with hot water. And for this recipe we're going to heat the water to 60 degrees Celsius. It's the correct temperature for medium rare pork. Once it's got to 60, you can put the food bag in. We're just going to cook it for 2 hours, so you know, keep an eye on it, make sure everything's okay, and yeah, come back later and we'll finish it off. Alright, 2 hours has flown by. Here is my sous vide pork chops. The great thing about this, you could let that cool down, put it in the fridge, or freeze it until another time. Commercially, a lot of food prep is done like this these days. Mistakenly, people call it boiling the bag. It isn't. You don't boil it. That's a different issue. Now I'm going to make a potato and leek gratin to go with it, and I should have done that while it was cooking, but I didn't, so yeah, let's get on with it. Right, here's the ingredients for the leek and potato gratin. I've got some potatoes, I've got a leek, I've got 75 grams of grated cheddar cheese, a couple of cloves of garlic, ideally 250 ml of double cream, heavy cream. This is, I could only get 150, so that, and I'm going to supplement it with some milk. Salt and pepper and some butter, and those herbs again, the sage, thyme and rosemary. Yum, nom nom. Right, chop things up I reckon. So my plan was to keep the skin on the potatoes, because I almost never do that, but they're a little bit, well, dented, grotty. So I'll cut off the grotty dentedness, and then we'll get the mandolin. People of a certain age know why I always say it like that. Otherwise, well, ask me. Okay, I'm using a straight blade, and I've got it on its kind of widest setting, so it makes slices that are about, I don't know, 3 or 4 millimeters. So use the guard. Don't even think about not doing that. Okay, we're all chopped up, but these spuds are pretty big, so I'm cutting the slices down to a more manageable size, and then I'm gonna slightly pre-cook them in the microwave, because yeah, just they'd probably take about an hour to cook if they weren't pre-cooked, so I'm hoping to get it done in half an hour, just in time for Mrs. KeefCooks to come home from tea, so fingers crossed. So I'll put those in a bowl and just cover them with hot water. Then I'll microwave them for about 5 minutes. Okay, need to mince the garlic. I can't find my IKEA garlic mincer thingy at the moment, but not to worry, we'll just splat it with the back of a thick knife, a wide knife. Ugh. You know, chop. Keep your nails tucked in, they always tell me. Right, so that's the garlic taken care of, and now we want to finely slice the leek. Now we're going to start cooking, so melt a big lump of butter in a heavy bottom pan and gently saute the leeks in it for about 4 minutes. And then add the garlic and cook for another minute. Add the milk and the cream, and you could add a bit of white wine if you've got any kicking about, and that sort of thing. And then add the herbs. Stir everything together and let it simmer for 3 or 4 minutes until the cream thickens. Then add 3/4 of the grated cheese and stir it into the sauce. And I'm going to cook the whole thing in this cast iron, so I've drained the potatoes. They've had about 8 minutes pre-cooking altogether, and you know, they're still not soft, but they will be after half an hour of baking. So just add those in, get those well covered in the saucy liquid, and then put the rest of the cheese on top and cover the dish. Well, cover it with a foil, or put a lid on it if you've got one. I have got one, so yeah. So we're going to preheat the oven to 180 degrees Celsius for a fan oven, convection oven. That's 200 for a conventional one, and that's probably gas 6. Put the dish in, bake it for, well, 20 minutes, and then remove the lid and give it another 20 minutes, and it should be nice and golden and crunchy. Okay, now I'm going to finish off the sous vide pork chops, which is the whole point of this exercise. So to do that, I've got a griddle plate on the stove top, and I'm just going to heat that up till it's smoking. Spray a bit of oil on that. Right, I don't know if you can see, that is smoking, so we'll get the chops out of the bag. And remove the herbs, because they've done their job. Okay, I'll just whack that on the griddle plate. And wait for the smoke alarm to go off. I'll just cook that for a couple of minutes each side, and then we're done. Okay, here we go. It's taste test time. So, yeah, I was looking for the apple sauce, but I couldn't find it. But I did find this apple and fig confit that's left over from Christmas, probably from Fortnum and Mason's, and probably delicious. But we're not reviewing that. It's this, the star of the show. Sous vide pork chop. As promised, juicy, tender, tasty. I like it. Okay, I give it. I'll stop eating. That is fantastic. Bit of a palaver, but I think it's well worth it, so give it a go. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.